1. Hey, all you cool cat and kittens and Mud Hut Ians. I think I heard Carol say that. I don't really know. But welcome to our new episode, Easter version of the Mud Hut. Yeah.
Oh, wait, what are you going to say?
Mud Hut.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that was good. All right, let's try that again. 3, 2, 1.
The Mud Hut.
Yeah.
Okay, that was unplanned.
That was cool. Okay, but we're hoping during this quarantine, we know that you need to kill some time. So I pray and I hope that you're spending time with your Mud Hut peeps right here. Get it, peeps? Easter. My bad. I like peeps. I know some people don't. It's fine.
It's sugar. They're just sugar.
What is marshmallows?
That was so funny.
Okay, I want to talk about something. The reason why I do that intro is the Tiger King. What are your thoughts?
Overrated.
You've always seen
Yeah, okay.
You just discredit him.
He's based on memes.
I've watched all the Tiger Kings.
No, you've seen one Tiger King. Before you even get
I
into
thought it
this...
was a movie, bro.
Oh my goodness. No, if you haven't watched the Tiger King, yes, there's about 1 million memes for it. But definitely go watch it. It's worth the watch. It is going to shock your core.
Uh-huh.
And fun fact, it's only about an hour away from where we live. I have personally been there, and my stepbrother got ringworm from that place.
What?
Yeah, true story. He high-fived a raccoon that I also high-fived. He got ringworm. I didn't. Thank Jesus.
I found a raccoon.
Yeah, because they stick their... Like, there's no supervision.
Wait, was it raccoons in the zoo, or were they out?
They're in the zoo. So, yeah.
Who shows you
raccoon's a cat? I thought it was a cat zoo.
No. He's like, has
Exotic
actual...
animals,
Yeah,
yeah.
exotic animals.
Oh, okay.
Raccoons
Joe
are
exotic.
really not exotic, but I mean...
Well, there was an albino raccoon, and they would stick their hand out. So,
I
okay.
think it's just spray painted.
But before we get into like your thoughts, well, I guess let me walk you through my experience. So, we just wanted something to do in Oklahoma, like randomly.
Yeah, because what is there to do in
What is there to do in
Exactly.
Oklahoma?
Except for hit potholes.
And we saw a sign with Joe Exotic, and it said like 127 big cats. I'm like, let's
That
go.
sounds cool.
Yeah. So we go in there. Yeah, it was cool, but it was super sketchy. Like I said, we walk in, and there's just, these massive cages with like 27 tigers in this one, 14. They're just everywhere. They had like white tigers, which I thought was cool because at that time that was like my favorite animal. You got to see like their blue eyes.
Yeah.
You got to see lions, like lions with manes and stuff like that. And it's different seeing them on a movie than in person.
Yeah.
Saw a grizzly bear. It's like the biggest grizzly bear I've ever seen in my life. And then the raccoons, they were albino raccoons, and they stuck their hand out the fence because they wanted food.
Yeah.
And so I was high-fiving them, and my stepbrother was high-fiving them behind me. He gets ringworm. And there had monkeys in a cage, and this family is like the only other family there other than, me and my dad and my stepbrother. They were feeding the monkeys, or at least trying to, and the monkeys were pooping and flinging their poop right at them, like through the cage, and the family was just like, ha ha ha! And then, this is like, what is going on? You're not running.
Your brother got ringworm though? You didn't get ringworm?
No, I did not.
Hmm.
And so he high-fived
That's-
one too many that I guess I missed or something. But yeah, so Hunter, you watched it. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I honestly think that Joe should be in prison, yes, but not for what he was for.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
it
fair.
looked a little bit rigged and a little bit set up, in my personal opinion.
Jeff says it. He goes, "Was it a setup? I just call it good investigation."
What exactly did you go to prison for, though?
So he went to prison for hiring a hit on Carol Baskin. He wanted to murder her.
Mm-hmm.
A little iffy. And then they also got him on a bunch of accounts on killing tigers,
Abusing animals.
selling tigers, buying tigers, which of course is illegal.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why they piled it on, and even the FBI agent said, oh yeah, we piled it on strategically because the hit on Carol Baskin, which was the main point of him going to prison, was so flimsy.
Mm-hmm.
So they thought if we could say he's an animal abuser, then sure, he would hire a hit on Carol Baskin.
Yeah.
Which I don't think he was abusing an animal. If a horse is sick, the horse doctor is a shotgun, and no one says anything about that.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
So you don't think he was abusing animals? I don't think he was either.
I think
abuse.
there could have been some instances.
Now,
Right.
what I have heard, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I have heard, they would get meat. Or was this another guy who did this? They got meat from Walmart.
No, that's Joe Exotic.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, Do you really see that as abuse? Because I don't think
I don't. Like, so what Walmart does is like the meat program, and they give them like expired meat. But if you look at it, it's you can eat it after the expiration date, which I'm not saying that's Tiger's diet, but they'd also get cows donated. Yeah, not great. Don't get me wrong. This zoo was sketchy.
It was yes.
He's not a great guy, but do I think like abusing animals? No. Killing animals? Yeah.
I mean, for where he was and the resources he had, he wasn't really abusing animals that bad.
He was doing what he could.
I think he was abusing people more than animals.
Yeah,
like, let's
honestly,
be honest.
That's fair.
Honestly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, he probably should. Like, he embezzled money. Like, yeah, that's a crime.
Yeah, he should go to prison for that.
He should go to prison for that. But the whole like hiring a hit on Carol Baskin is just a little flimsy. And like I said, they even set it up. But I mean, Carol Baskin.
Do you think Carol Baskin killed her husband?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so she had nothing but to gain from doing it.
Nothing but gain.
Nothing but gain from it. Like,
was he really rich? I think
Yes.
he was a millionaire.
very rich. And the thing that's fishy is his own family, like his daughters and ex-wife, only got 10%.
Yeah.
If you have millions and millions and millions,
and I
only
did hear
10%,
that in the will. It says
This
in
is
the
where it
will.
gets
It
it.
says in the will that
Upon my
Hey,
disappearance.
Who says
Dude,
that?
and Lawyer said my 37 years of experience,
Yeah.
never seen that wording. And then he wouldn't even say that like Carol killed her husband. Like, you know, because with that it's like hearsay, I think is what they say like in the lawyer term. Like it's just like he said, she said type stuff. But I mean, and even the cop, he goes, even the things we want to investigate, we can't investigate because of the law.
Yeah, exactly.
They wouldn't
So what could
investigate
you
the
do about
meat
that?
grinder.
What could you do about that? Like
you
your
can't do
will.
anything. You
It
just
says
let
on
go.
your will that upon my. I mean, it sounds fishy, but
And
okay.
Carol Baskin, something that I think got glossed over a little too much. Like they added it, but I watched it a second time, and they're like, Carol Baskin, she stole the will or the two wills or whatever. But the part that took out to me the second time is she was caught. Like the police caught her, and the police couldn't do anything because that's technically
don't.
her property.
Yeah.
And so she stole the wills where that one lady was the
I forget.
Yeah,
It's like his secretary or something.
source of attorney or whatever. But basically, she like gets a power of the will, and they stole it. And then the next power of attorney, that's what it is Carol Baskin. Like not the person that he originally.
And she couldn't do anything for 500 days because he disappeared, so he wasn't claimed dead until 500 days. And on the 501st day,
5 years in one day.
5 years.
Yeah,
not
5
500
years.
days.
Yeah, 5 years.
But like one day, to the exact day afterwards, she went in and had him declared dead.
And no memorial service.
Yeah.
How to get away with murder.
How do you get away with Carol Baskin?
That's how you do it.
So I do want to do one thing. I want to highlight some of my favorite moments from one thing. I think the documentary itself is one of the best documentaries because it has everything. It has me laughing. It has me cringing. It has me shocked. And it has me listening to good music. Like that's all I want. Joe Exotic. I Saw a Tiger. Easily should be a #1 hit.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
gratifying.
And Hear Kitty Kitty. If you have not listened to Hear Kitty Kitty, go on YouTube right now and watch it. He hires a Carol Baskin lookalike, and she is feeding meat to the tigers, and he's literally
And he's holding real crap in his
tiger
hand.
poop, saying that if you want the evidence, it's in the tiger poop.
Who's the bad guy here? This guy.
Oh my goodness.
It's like the lesser of two evils kind of thing.
He has a
really
really
is.
good voice, though.
It's
I was
surprised.
so shocked.
Surprisingly.
I didn't want to say it the first time, because I was like, I'm kind of like digging his voice.
I just don't like the way he looks.
Like,
No, I dig the way he looks.
he could be a country singer, though.
Yeah, definitely. But I love the singing. Another favorite part that I guess what I'll say, top 5. I'm gonna change up. Top 5 things that either shocked me or like draw my attention. Number 5, the music. Number 4. Number 4. You know what I'm gonna say?
Politics.
I watched a YouTube video, and he's had 2 other husbands, other than the 3 husbands that showed. So he had a total of 5 husbands.
Oh my gosh.
That man was pulling and lying, but I do think the last husband was legit. He's a raver. I also found out, which is kind of weird. But I do think number 3. This is where it goes. Number 3, politics. He ran for president. Okay,
and then got like what, 18%?
No, not for president. He ran for president.
That would be insane.
Was on John Oliver, like when John Oliver was on Comedy Central, and he goes, "Look at this candidate," and he goes, my name's Joe Exotic. I'm running for president. I never wear a suit, so don't try. I'm broke as crap. Some woman down in Florida has a lawsuit pending against me, and when I watched it, I was like, you know what? That's the 3 things I want in a president. I don't want him to wear a suit. I want him to be broke as crap, and I want him to be getting sued by a woman in Florida. Yeah. Number 2, most shocking thing is that Carol Baskin murdered her husband, man.
And they just got it on tape. Like,
yeah,
they could have been taping anywhere else at any other time, and she would have totally just never.
No one would have known about. Yeah, Carol Baskin. And that part, let's go sidetrack a little bit. That documentary is so crazy that the picture of Carol Baskin walking her husband dressed as a tiger goes unnoticed because the whole series is just a roller coaster of emotions and shocking. Like
I liked it. I thought it was funny.
I hated it. But anyway,
I thought that was so funny.
Number 1, most shocking is that I've been to that zoo and did not know anything
about that
was going on. Yeah.
Seems completely normal.
Yeah. My dad, I call him up and I go, "Hey Dad, have you heard about this Tiger King thing?" And he goes, "Yes, that's the zoo we went to." But really, so the most shocking thing, number 1 most shocking thing that came up in the documentary is how in the world is Carol Baskin getting her volunteers
to work for free?
Free.
I mean, I was also questioning because I did see that part, and I was like, well, I don't think it was her, but I think there was another zoo where they were earning $100.
Doc Ansel.
Yes,
that's another guy. That's another guy.
They were earning $100 a week.
Yeah.
But that's was it $100 a week or $100 a month? I can't remember.
I think it's a week.
I think it was $100 a week.
Even so, a week, not like. And they're doing it for free.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're doing it like Doc Ansel. Yeah, like if I could do top 10, I could tell you the guy that they got access to that guy's zoo, that drug dealer Scarface looked like.
Yeah, dude, that guy was freaking.
That was cool because most documentaries don't like get into that, but that was cool. The fact that he got into that.
What makes? Here's my question: how does Joe Exotic have so much pool game? This guy has had 5 wives.
Oh, Doc.
They're all
Tigers, man.
Yeah. And they're all living on the same property like they're a whole, like...
Doc Ansel is the number 6. If I could honestly talk about the most shocking, the second episode is all about Doc Ansel. Mm-hmm. One, he's so well spoken, so it's like not really what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But then actually going into like the life of like what they do.
Yeah.
It's not...
That was nuts.
Dude, what shocks me the most and what I want to know is they volunteered Carol Baskin's program, and you had to do like 5 years to even worth anything. To even like,
and you're still not
getting paid.
And they're saying they work on Christmas.
But
and
like
everything.
these people were gone, like working almost 24/7 with no money to show for it. Like, what does your spouse do that
and then you're
that makes you able to do this?
And then you're still 5, and Carol Baskin's finally like, oh.
Hey, you've been
here. Yeah, who are you? What's your name again?
Yeah. So, but definitely,
she cares about her employees about as much as she cares about the cats.
She must be giving them drugs.
And
dude.
What a huge hypocrite. You know, they're saying that she's like the saving grace.
I would say that too. Because she's always like, oh, Joe Exotic's doing all this, keeping tigers in cages and stuff. Yeah. And it's like,
can you tell her
doing the same thing?
Yeah. The facts point that, Carol Baskin's a hypocrite. Freaking Carol Baskin's. I'm all Joe Exotic sort of team because I still think he's not the best guy in the world.
I think he's definitely better than
Yeah. I mean, at least he's not,
If I had to really choose a side, Doc Anthem.
No. I think no one wins. Like, there's just a bunch of bad guys, and like each bad guy you go to is just worse than the next.
Yeah.
And think about the guy doing the documentary. It's like, okay, I'm doing this documentary,
Seeing all this stuff,
and everything's just worse than the next. So, Tiger King, check it out. You'll be amazed.
So
I still need to watch the rest of it.
You definitely need to watch
So
it.
definitely to keep it on an animal theme, I have two really funny things about animals. That first, one of them happened today. So we were cutting down a tree, this huge tree, and my dad pulls it over with the tractor, and it hits the ground, and something falls out of it. And I was like, oh gosh. I said, oh, that's a baby squirrel. It looks hurt. And we start walking closer, and my dad's like, it doesn't look hurt, it looks pissed. And then we get closer, and the squirrel tried to attack him. And so don't mess with wild animals. That's the moral of that story. But
yeah, you'll go to prison for hiring a hit on Carol Baskin.
But my funniest thing I've ever seen happen with an animal. We were actually at a zoo in I think it was
Wynnewood?
No, Pennsylvania.
Sorry.
And there was a gorilla there. And it was sitting there, and it was kind of looking a little mad and pouty. And there's this guy right here who was a trainer, and the trainer was sitting there, and somebody started tapping on the glass, banging on the glass. He goes, "Yeah, the trainer goes, I think he's having a bad day." And he runs over there and he punches the glass, and all the people freak out. And the trainer's like, "Oh, quit being so moody." And he turns around and he sits down and puts his back to us. And he goes, "Oh, come on." And the trainer hits the glass and goes, "Cheer up, buddy." And he turns around and flips off everybody in the thing. And I was like, dude, a freaking gorilla just flipped us off. That was so funny. Like, and then he started throwing poop. But, like, I mean, he was definitely not having a good
I remember when a pit bull ran over me when I was a kid. Never liked pit bulls after that.
No, I'm so sad. I have a joke between, like, me and my dad. It's like, I'm like, Dad, I'm the way that I am because I never got to pet that one dog. And he knows immediately what dog I'm talking about. So when I'm like 4 or 5 years old, I'm like, I was just loving the world. In my own little world, I didn't really do anything other than like have a huge imaginary or whatever. So this dog comes full sprinting at me. And in my little kid mind, I'm just like, yes! Like those movies where the dog just jumps on you, licks your face. I'm like, this fluffy dog. And then out of nowhere, my dad, with a weed eater, just scares the dog. No, not chops it.
I thought that was
samurai sword.
I thought you were about to say wacko.
No,
Home run hits that dog. Gone.
But no, he gets a weed eater and he scares the dog away. And in my dad's point of the story, it was this wild, like, pit bull that was just on the street, and he was running straight after me because he was going to try to eat me because I was tiny. And my dad, he goes, you better thank, like, the Lord that I caught a glimpse of that, because it was like, puppy, and it's just like full sprinting, like coming to eat my face. So yeah, I don't mess with tigers either because of that.
Tigers are definitely really cool, but very scary.
Very scary.
Animals
Someone put perfumes on my shoe.
Tiger King has been a really big thing, like because of the quarantine, because no one else had anything to do. Like they're just like, oh, what's on? But another big thing, y'all have heard of Animal Crossing, right?
Somewhat. I've seen memes.
Okay, so
All about the
I've
memes.
literally seen so much about Animal. I'm sorry. I've literally seen so much about Animal. I'm sorry. So this.
Sure you are.
This Funko Pop. Never mind. I'll knock it over. But anyways, so I've seen a ton of stuff about Animal Crossing. And it's this Nintendo Switch game where basically
Animal Cross.
I like to think of it as here's how I would describe it. You're basically enslaved to a capitalist raccoon who's making you do things to pay off your loans for your house. This game is the best-selling game right now.
I'm so confused.
That sounds like.
Like, are you an animal?
Like, no, you're like, you make, so you know like the Mii's off the Wii? Like,
Yes,
you make your own
yes.
character,
Yeah, okay.
you customize your, like, what clothes you wear, and you're put on this island, and you're like, it's kind of like Minecraft. You can do whatever you want with the island. You can make your own house.
Yeah.
You can, like, bring other villagers on your island, and then they'll make, like, a town hall.
Yeah.
And it's just...
So what's with the capitalist?
So this raccoon, his name's Tom Nook, And it comes to this. I know too much about this.
Why are we enslaved to it?
Who's Tom? Why Tom Nook?
I don't know the whole story, but apparently he gives you a house, and then he makes you pay off loans to that house.
So he doesn't really give you a house.
No, and that's why he's so evil.
He's evil.
Yeah, well, people see him that way.
Freaking raccoons.
But you have to do
my stepbrother ringworm.
You have to do all these things to pay Tom Nook back. And it's pretty much you just build your own island. Like, you can catch bugs, sell them butterflies.
Speaking of bugs, selling money, I'm like, that's the stupidest idea. But I just realized my golf course is ag exempt because they keep bees on their trees.
Save the bees.
Yeah, so anyway, so you can't make money off the bugs. So go on, how else do you make money?
I don't know, man, but it's like, I'm so curious why people find this game so addicting. Because I've just seen meme after meme after meme after meme on Facebook and all these other sites where people are just talking about this game. I'm like, and people are buying Switches just for this game.
Switches are they're getting even crazier. I've been seeing so many commercials. I saw just the other day online ordering a Switch. It's
But
on
why
back.
the
It was definitely their saving grace.
Well, because
they needed that.
Think about it. Let's say you have multiple say you have multiple TVs or just your phone. Phone games, they're not what they used to be. They really have gone. I don't know if they've gone downhill or they just stayed the same. But phone games really haven't gotten any better. They haven't really gotten any worse. But the Switch is your own. It's like the Game Boy. Game Boys are so popular because everyone can play. You can play actual games, and the Switch also does have the family factor.
That's what
you can play
because what's a game that a family could play together?
Mario Kart.
You're not gonna want to play a GTA with your family.
Yeah.
So it's
it definitely takes good place of board games and stuff because it's more and more people are starting to not like board games. So you get a little family game you can all play.
Haven't gotten any better. You look at the best board games; they're still the best board games.
Yeah.
Your Clue, your Monopoly, your Jenga. Heck, I love Jenga. But Life, the game of Life and Sorry, they've been around forever. But you look at these new board games and they're just two truths and a lie, and then they just on a card you read a card. This is legitimately the game. You read a card and it's a lie, it's a truth. How am I supposed to know?
Yeah.
I'm not a trivial wizard. This ain't Trivial Pursuit. Anyways, my rant about board games. But no, I agree.
But I think the reason why people are and so into this Animal Crossing is because I was reading on this website where it's it's the game we needed for this time and period. Because
pointless time killing.
Yeah, exactly. It's it gives people a goal. It gives people something to do. Because people are they don't have anything to do. Right? They don't have a job. So and they don't have anything. So they just saying, well, what can I do today? And they're just I can go to my village. I can plant some trees.
I can't go to Walmart today, so I'll go to Walmart and Animal Crossing.
And I can plant some trees.
Yeah.
I can catch some bugs, sell them to the museum. I can help
pay off my loans
to this raccoon. And I'm just
I can fake being adults.
No, so I'm just do I really want to spend $60 towards an animal?
It's $60. Oh my!
I could see maybe $30 for that game, and it'd be a lot more worth it. But
people are paying this much for this game. I'm just why?
Oh my goodness!
I've never played Animal Crossing in my life. And I'm just
no, like I said, I've only seen it, and yet I do see the Mii's. That's what they're called. Mii's, M-I-I thing. Weirdos. Anyways, but I saw that, and I saw mothers are playing it, dads are playing it, kids are playing it, and that's kind of memes I've been kind of seeing. But yeah, definitely weird. Not a sponsor for Switch or Animal Crossing because it's $60. Oh my god!
I'm still thinking about getting it.
I do like how we kept this whole one animal thing. That was pretty cool.
That's what happens when we plan things out, and we don't talk about top 5 places.
Okay, apparently no one wanted to hear my top 5 places.
Anyways, thank you so much for this episode. Oh, never mind, we're not done. Easter, real quick. Easter. Jesus and Easter. What are your thoughts?
He has risen.
It's Easter Sunday is the only day in history where you can witness, or the only day in history that 2 suns risen.
Wait.
2 suns. 2 suns.
S-U-N and S-O-N.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Oh,
Yeah.
We
okay.
just love the English language.
Yeah, I love it. But
It's
anyways,
so weird, because I think this is like, I can't
The
remember.
weirdest
I can't
Easter.
remember a time when there was an Easter and like there was no, like, obviously we
Easter.
were like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We can't go to church, and I don't think people are gonna be doing Easter egg hunts. I mean, unless you
on
did it.
Snapchat?
That's the thing.
No, Snapchat every year.
Yeah,
They've
you
been.
can go to those places and find the
You
eggs.
can find Easter eggs on Snapchat.
Yeah, on the map. Did you not know that?
I'm uncultured. I don't know.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
But yeah, on Easter or Snapchat every year does an Easter egg hunt. So you go on your Snap Maps, you can collect Easter. Now, like Mal has how many?
100.
Oh my God! One of
I
our
have
friends
two.
has 700 or 800. He's in Oklahoma City and like getting. I have 0. I won't do that. I grew out of Easter egg hunting. I'm an adult.
Look at us, wasting our time with Animal Crossing and finding virtual eggs.
Yeah, burning for dang Corona. But anyways, one thing I want to say about Jesus and Easter that I always say, don't downplay it. I know Easter happens every year. You're gonna hear about the resurrection on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Don't downplay it. That is the most crucial event in human history. If that did not happen, you know, it should really bring joy to our hearts. Even if like you grew up in church and you've heard it every 5 minutes.
If you really think about it, like, I sometimes forget the magnitude of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's
You're
because
like-
of
It's
stuff.
so
I was
easy.
like, the more you think of it, I think it's ironic. The more you think of it, the less you comprehend it.
The less you
I was
comprehend it.
like, yeah. It's,
And so I advise all 3 of us and the viewers at home, Easter, don't downplay it. Yes, Jesus has risen, but again, dive into that. Really think about it. Like, Jesus defeated death. He didn't die for 3 days just for a reason. 3 days was the actual like time frame that people were like, okay, you're pronounced dead, like 100% dead. And then he rose from the dead. But anyway, it's crazy.
he just, he died for 7 billion people that didn't know him anything.
I talked about Barabbas, one of my favorite stories. He's on trial with Pilate, Jesus and Barabbas. Barabbas is this criminal, like Joe Exotic is a criminal. You know, he is a criminal, and the people are like, we want Barabbas, and Jesus didn't like, but dude, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, we
Pilate was talking
Yeah.
for Jesus. He goes, why do you want this criminal?
Yeah.
We
nothing.
want Carol Baskin.
Yeah, we want Carol Baskin, we want Barabbas, and Jesus just stood there silently because he knew that God had to treat Jesus like Barabbas, so Barabbas could be treated like Jesus, and that's what Jesus did.
He died for Joe Exotic, Carol Baskin,
And
and all those nuts.
All of us. We're not any better. Like, yeah, I haven't like fed anyone to a tiger or
I
invested
haven't
money,
abused animals.
but I got plenty of years. You know, they got a couple years on me. Who knows what time does? Sorry, that was probably really bad. Anyways, Jesus, Easter, don't die it down. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you, Mud Rats. I still don't have a better name. Comment down below how many Easter eggs you see in this video, and we'll give you a prize if you are correct. You won't be correct.